Black screen. Gradually, a white screen appears. In the corner, a clock shows 6:43 a.m. Marcus is sitting at a makeshift office desk in his room, laptop open, coffee cup beside him. The screen displays a striped dashboard with the month's revenue. He stares intently at the number. It's not bad, but it's also not what he imagined when he quit his job 2 years ago. From the outside, he looks like he owns his own business. On the inside, he works harder than any boss he's ever had. No paid vacation, no health insurance, no set time to stop working. A word appears drawn slowly on the whiteboard in large letters: entrepreneur. Most people treat this word as destiny, as if getting there were enough, as if simply owning a business meant freedom, growth, wealth. Marcus looks at the striped dashboard. He looks at the clock. It's 6:43 a.m. on a Monday. He hasn't taken a vacation in 18 months. This isn't freedom. This is a job without HR. My name is Jack, and I spend a lot of time thinking about why two entrepreneurs with the same product, the same market, and the same intelligence end up in completely different places after 5 years. If you've ever felt like you're working harder than ever, but your business doesn't seem to be moving forward, subscribe to the channel, because this video is exactly about that. Before we begin, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is not business consulting. And I'm not here to make you feel bad about where you are. I'm here to show you the map that most people have never seen. A staircase appears on the whiteboard, 7 steps, each with a different name. Marcus is at the bottom looking up. The top disappears into the clouds. There are 7 levels of entrepreneurship. And the problem isn't being at a low level. The problem is not knowing which level you're at, because each level has a specific pitfall. And if you try to solve the problem of level 3 with level 1 tools, you'll work harder and harder and get further and further. Level 1. The survivor. Monthly income below $4,000. The business exists but doesn't comfortably cover the bills. A figure appears holding 2 buckets simultaneously, running. 1 bucket of water for the client, another bucket trying to catch new water while the first spills. The survivor accepts any client, any project, any price, because saying no seems impossible when the rent is due in 10 days. The trap here isn't a lack of talent. It's a lack of selectivity forced by financial urgency. And financial urgency is the default state when there's no reserve. Data from the Small Business Administration shows that 22% of businesses in the United States close in their first year. The most cited cause isn't a bad product, it's negative cash flow. The survivor doesn't need more clients. He needs a personal emergency fund of 3 to 6 months' expenses before anything else, because decisions made in desperation cost more than any consulting firm. An arrow appears pointing to a small safe beside the character. The safe needs to exist before growth. Level 2. The self-employed individual disguised as a business. Income between $4,000 and $10,000 a month. The business works, pays the bills. Sometimes there's even some left over. But if the owner stops, the business stops too. Sarah appears. She has a marketing agency. 3 regular clients, 2 occasional freelancers. Makes $8,000 a month. Seems good. A line appears on the whiteboard, connecting Sarah to each client, each process, each deliverable, each decision. All the lines lead to her. If she takes a week off, the lines become loose, blinking, with question marks. Her business isn't a company, it's her with an American tax ID. The trap of level 2 is one of the most comfortable that exists, because the revenue is good enough not to hurt, but the model doesn't scale. And the owner's time is the only non-renewable resource of a business. When it runs out, the business ends too. The psychological mechanism here is control as identity. Delegating seems risky because nobody does it as well as you. And that's probably true at first. But temporary truth turned into a permanent bottleneck. The solution begins with a simple question. What tasks do I do every month that could be done by someone else following a documented process? The answer becomes the first system of the business. Level 3. The system builder. Income between $10,000 and $30,000 per month. Here the character begins to appear in a different way. Marcus reappears. This time sitting, not running. He still works hard. But some things happen without him. A simple production line appears on the whiteboard. Boxes connected by arrows. Each box has a process inside. Each process has a person responsible. Marcus appears supervising, not executing. This is the first real transition, from autonomous to manager. And it is painful because it requires giving up the control that was at the center of the level 2 identity. The trap of level 3 is different. It's called premature scaling. The entrepreneur learns that systems are important and starts building systems for everything. Processes for processes, meetings to organize meetings, management tools to manage management tools. The business becomes organized but stops growing because all the energy went inward instead of towards the market. A mirror appears on the whiteboard. The business looking at itself instead of looking at the customer. The way out is simple but difficult. Systems exist to serve the customer faster and better. If a system doesn't do that, it's bureaucracy. Level 4. The strategist. Income between $30,000 and $100,000 per month. A line appears cutting across the ladder. Above it, everything changes. Below it, the entrepreneur is still operational in some way. Above it, he is strategic. At level 4, the main question is no longer how to do it. It's what to do and why now. Sarah reappears. Now she has a team of 8 people. The systems work. The revenue is consistent. But she noticed something strange. The more the business grows, the more decisions come to her, not less. Every problem that the systems can't solve becomes a meeting with Sarah. Every difficult client escalates to Sarah. Every hire goes through Sarah. The graph appears. Business size growing upwards, owner's available time growing downwards. The 2 lines intersect at some point. When they intersect, growth stops. The trap of level 4 is becoming the most expensive bottleneck in the business. You've built a company that needs you for every important decision. That's not leadership. It's organizational dependence with a high salary. The psychological mechanism here is the survivorship bias within the business itself. The decisions you've made have brought you to this point. So you assume your decisions are still the best. But what got you to level 4 isn't what will get you to level 5. The solution is to hire people who make better decisions than you in specific areas and let them make them. Level 5. The architect. Income above $100,000 per month. Net worth in active construction. Here the conversation shifts from income to value. 2 numbers appear side by side on the whiteboard. One is the monthly revenue. The other is the market value of the business. An arrow connects the 2. At level 5, the entrepreneur understands that the business is not just a source of income, it's an asset. And assets have value regardless of who operates them. Marcus appears looking at the business from the outside, as an investor would. Not as an operator, as an owner. The difference is enormous. The operator asks what needs to be done today. The owner asks what this business is worth if I need to sell it tomorrow. This question changes everything. It forces clarity about processes, dependencies, customer concentration, revenue predictability. A business that only works with the owner present is worth almost nothing in the market. A business with systems, a team, recurring revenue, and consistent growth is worth multiples of annual revenue. Data from BizBuySell, the largest marketplace for buying and selling small businesses in the United States, shows that businesses with documented recurring revenue sell for 2 to 4 times more than similar businesses without this component. The level 5 trap is attachment to the business as an identity. The entrepreneur has built something real, and the business has become who they are. This makes it almost impossible to make objective decisions about it. The solution is to treat the business as a portfolio, an asset among others, with clear metrics, measurable value, and decisions based on data, not emotion. Level 6. The operational investor. Net worth exceeding $1 million in business assets. Passive income growing. A wheel appears on the whiteboard. It spins on its own. A small arrow feeds it occasionally, but it doesn't need constant pushing. At level 6, the entrepreneur no longer has one business. They have a portfolio. Perhaps it's a main business with stakes in others. Perhaps it's several businesses at different stages. The intelligence here isn't operational, it's allocation. Where to put the next dollar to generate the highest risk-adjusted return. This is a completely different skill from building a product or selling a service. Sarah appears again. This time she's in a meeting room with 3 other people, each presenting a different business. She listens, asks questions, decides where to allocate capital. She's no longer the one who delivers, she's the one who decides who delivers and with what resources. The trap of level 6 is operational nostalgia. The entrepreneur who arrived here from a business they built themselves misses being on the factory floor, solving real problems with their hands. And sometimes you take a step down by choice, returning to trading instead of allocating. That's not necessarily wrong, but it's a choice that needs to be made consciously. Level 7. The ecosystem creator, net worth exceeding $10 million, influence over entire markets. The ladder disappears. A network appears on the whiteboard, points connected by lines in all directions. In the center, a figure, but the lines don't reach it. They exist independently of it. The entrepreneur at level 7 doesn't build businesses. He builds the conditions for businesses to exist. Venture capital funds, accelerators, platforms that other businesses use as infrastructure. Distribution networks that multiple companies depend on. The impact ceases to be linear. It becomes systemic. A decision at level 7 doesn't affect a product or a team. It affects an entire market. Jobs, suppliers, competitors, regulators. The trap of level 7 is the most subtle of all. It's called distance from reality. The larger the ecosystem, the more filters exist between the entrepreneur and the real market information. He begins to make decisions based on reports from people who made decisions based on reports from other people. Reality arrives processed, smoothed, optimistic, and he loses contact with the ground that brought him there. 2 paths appear on the whiteboard, all leading from the same point. Same product, same market, same starting point. 2 entrepreneurs. One continues solving the problem at the level he's trying to move up to, using the tools from the level he's already left. The other learns to recognize which rung he's on and what specific trap that rung is holding him back. 5 years later, they are in completely different places. The difference wasn't effort. They both worked very hard. The difference was the diagnosis. Marcus closes his laptop. The clock still reads 6:43 a.m., but now he looks at the Stripe dashboard with a different question. Not how much he's made this month, what level he's at, and what specifically is keeping him here. Knowing where you are is the first step. Knowing what to do from here is a different story, and it's difficult to have that conversation alone with just one video.